so it's not the camera, it's just that I have a glare. Well, I'm at home, sitting on the land. Behind me, what you see is the neighbor's yard. Our fence fell down with the rain, but the neighbor's yard, they're getting ready to start building over there. And anyway, let's talk about the unhealed woman. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about us as women who grow up and nobody's listened to us. Let's talk about the woman that's not heard. Let's talk about how you were the child in the house that got accused of every single thing. Let's talk about the fact that you're the oldest child or the only daughter or the only something, but you were always responsible for everything and everybody in the house. Let's talk about the fact that you didn't feel loved and hugged. Yeah, let's talk about that. In the comments, talk about it. Let's talk about the fact that you, as the daughter, got treated different from your brothers. Your bitch ass brothers just seemed like they got all the love in the world, no matter, even though they was hood. Yeah, I'm going. Crooks, liars, and thieves. First thing I want to say to y'all is that I love you. No matter how my conversations come out, no matter how my words come out, I love you. And I'm here to make a change. I'm here to make you be aware of some things, to teach you some things. And if it resonates with you, cool. If not, keep it pushing. But this over 40 channel, I'm getting ready to be more dedicated to it. Because see, I'm learning how to be I had to learn how to be 62 last year. Now I got to learn how to be 63. And now I have to learn how to be 63 on the continent of Africa. I have to learn how to deal with getting older on the continent of Africa. I think I gotta put some water right here to fix this. It's been about a week. I just noticed that. Anyway, so go ahead over and watch this video. Don't be judgmental, but leave compliments. Interact with me. Let me know what you want to hear. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want to talk about. If you want me to go live, let's go live. Let's discuss this. I love y'all. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Welcome back to the Chemisphere. I am Kimberly, aka the Passport Traveler. This is my new channel, the Chemisphere Meet Life with Kimmy. I'm still learning my new name. So let's talk about the wounded woman today. So my channel, this over 40 channel, is everybody's welcome, but I try to, like I say all the time, cater to the women over 40 because we are grown now. We've been through some stuff. So what I want to talk about is the wounded woman. Let's talk about, first of all, a lot of y'all talk shit about me. You don't like my channel. You talk about how I talk, how I cuss, my language, my behavior, what I wear, what I don't wear. I wear the same dress on Monday and we'll wear it again on Friday. I sure will. I will leave these braids been in at least a week, and they'll probably be in for 2 or 3 more weeks. I'm okay with that. Y'all talk about the fact that I chose to live in poverty. Okay, I did. I chose what you call poverty over the United States of fucking America, even though that is my home, born, bred, raised, educated, and they even put me in jail over there. Okay, but let's talk about the wounded woman. My channel ain't for everybody, but I came to make a change. God put me here to make a change. God put me here to speak the truth, whether y'all like the truth or not. I speak whatever God puts in my mouth and allows it to come out. And that's between me and God. So the thing with the wounded woman is that we are ignored. Are you that woman that's been ignored all your life? Like you have something to say and people just be like, okay, they don't listen. Were you the child in the home, like I said in the other video, that had to have everything done, cook and clean and all of that? I personally wasn't that woman, but I do remember times when I would clean. I do remember times feeling, I was the only girl. I do remember times when I felt like I was less loved than my brothers, which that probably wasn't true, but that's how I felt. I felt like my brothers got more attention than me, and I was the oldest. We feel like the boys get to do anything they want to do. they get to get away with this and get away with that, and there's always excuses being made for them. Why? Because when we get in trouble, we're in fucking trouble. No. Let's talk about the fact that y'all keep talking shit about the black woman. Why? Like, are y'all jealous of your own sisters? What gives you the energy and the time and the, where does this concept come from? Or let me turn my camera on and talk shit about a black woman that I don't know, or my black neighbor that I do know. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the woman who was getting touched on by the uncle and everybody ignored it. Let's talk about the dirty ass pastor from church. I always want to let me cut your cheek and kiss you on your cheeks, and your parents knew you didn't like that. But because he was the pastor, or he was the uncle, or whoever he was, it was excused. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how when you lay down and rest for a day and put your feet up, somewhere you jump up and it's like, oh my God, like you don't feel like you can rest. Like your mind has told your body that you're supposed to be doing something. And so even though there's nothing to do, there's no dirty clothes, there's no dirty dishes, the house is clean, you're resting, you're not working today, you still get up and you'll go in the kitchen and start wiping counters that's already clean, because your mind has told your body that you're supposed to be doing something. There are no dirty clothes. So you'll go and look around and you'll pick up something stupid, like you'll take the clothes you took off yesterday and go throw them in the washer just to say you washed something, just to say you did something, because we believe we have to always be busy doing something. We have no right to rest. You know, nobody's giving us permission to rest. Nobody's going to give you permission to love on yourself and treat yourself. You know, we're starting to see videos now where people are teaching us that, but nobody really taught us how to love on ourselves and treat ourselves right. We were taught to take care of our husband, our children, our elderly parents, which rightfully so, we should do that, I believe. We were taught to take care of everybody. Nobody set us down and taught us how to take care of us. We learned from somewhere how to do skincare and hair care, and well, I learned from my mom, because I would watch my mom do her face at night, and she had this stuff called cold cream that she would put on her face, and I don't remember what it was for, but and I watched her do her hair. So at night I would brush my hair 100 times, because I was taught to brush my hair 100 times at night, and then tie it up, or put it in a ponytail or a braid or something, and then I was ready for bed. But I couldn't, it wasn't a rule, but I got so used to brushing my hair 100 times that it became natural for me. Let's talk about the fact that, like I said, your bitch ass brothers get away with everything. Like mama is always making an excuse for what you do. I don't care what you do, she make an excuse for it. Let's talk about how we raise our children the best we know how, and then they go out into the world and get influenced by somebody else. Let's talk about that mother whose son is now in prison for something he didn't do. His homeboy did it. Let's talk about her tears. Let's talk about the son that you raised and he's now in prison for something he did do, because his influence came from the outside. It came from outside of your home. Let's talk about the kid that's in prison for something he did because he learned the shit in your home, because you didn't know no different. Let's talk about how when a child walks down the street and that child's clothes is dirty, and people be like, ooh, where that child mama at? You don't never hear nobody say, ooh, who is that kid's parents? Where's his daddy? No. They 99 times out of 100, they're going to say, where's his mama? Where's her mama? We, especially black women, get blamed for every fucking thing. How many of y'all pat us on the back? Nobody. We pat ourselves on the back. You heard Peach McIntyre says, I pat yourself on the motherfucking back. We pat ourselves on the back. We're learning to give ourselves permission to be somebody and relax. You know how hard it was for me to come to Ghana and sit down and do nothing because everything was done for me? I couldn't wash my clothes, make my bed, cook my food, make my coffee, open my car door. I couldn't do nothing for myself, carry a bag, nothing. It was hard for me to sit down and figure out how to do this because that was new to me. Let's talk about all of that. Let's talk about how now, for some reason, we're putting our Black ass parents in nursing homes? Really? So if your mom had 5 of y'all, or 10 of you, or 3 of you, not one of your children can be dedicated to taking care of the mother that raised you, that gave her all for you? I have one person that is on my social media. I won't, well, Kenny. Y'all can figure out Kenny is. It's a million Kennys, but I praise Kenny almost daily because his mama is his life. Like when I hear him talk about his mom, and he has to me, and he's taking care of his mama. We were gonna go to do the little pink sleepover in Florida. And I was like, Kenny can be our security. Kenny, can you come and cook all our food and kind of just have a man around? And he said, Kim, I can't come because I take care of my mama. Enough said. Enough said. God is going to continue to bless Kenny. He said, oh, no, I take care of my mama. My mama. Okay? He didn't say I'm going to visit her in a nursing home. And if she ever ends up there, I know for a fact he felt like he had no choice. No, there was no other options. I love you for that, Kenny. I love anybody that has chosen to take care of their parents. Yeah, you might have to quit your job and take on in-home service care money or whatever, you get. You might have to do that. You might have to stay home with no job and the other siblings make sure you good with money. Y'all sit down and have that meeting. What happened to that? We're putting our families, our mothers, and our fathers in nursing homes. I wish a motherfucker would. I mean, it ain't no if nothing. It ain't no if nothing. If I'm that bad, send a hospital to me. Don't put me in no nursing home. They're not going to treat me right. They're not going to talk to me right. They're not going to feed me properly. And I'm going to come back and haunt you. I'm going to come back. I'm going to find my gang-banging ass, hood ass, ghetto ass ancestors, and we gon' as a group come for you. Just thought I would let y'all know that. Just thought I would let you know that. Just thought I would let you know that. Sometimes, okay, let's also talk about this. We're gonna not talk about much of anything. I'm just gonna be putting ideas in your head. Let's talk about how life is so miserable. We don't understand joy. We don't understand happiness. We don't really understand peace. Let me let this thing up a little further. We don't understand joy and happiness and peace. We're so used to chaos in our life. We're so used to things going wrong and being wrong as Black women that when something good happens, we question it. It doesn't feel good. It's like, why did you bless me with this new car, God? Why did you just bless me with this? Why did I get this weird $10,000 check in the mail? We think that something's wrong. We start second guessing and researching. Is it really ours? Is it real? Can we spend it? Should I really drive this car? Am I going to die in it? God, did you bless me with this car so I can enjoy it for a week and then you're going to kill me in it? We have a problem with accepting good. You have a lot of people that has a problem with accepting compliments. Oh, your dress is pretty. They be like, girl, it ain't even. No. Get used to saying thank you. I kind of like it myself too. Make a conversation of it. Girl, them boots is cute. Thank you. I just know. Girl, them boots is cute. I know. These is the bomb. Girl, these is the bomb ass boots. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love them. Learn how to accept your compliments before people stop complimenting you. Okay? Let's learn how to do that. Let's talk about the nights we sit up crying in our rooms and nobody knows. Let's talk about the nights that we sit in our car. We pull up from work, or we pull up from church at a mosque or a grocery store, and we sit in our cars and we cry, and nobody knows we ever cried. And then we wipe our tears and we walk on in the house like nothing happened. Let's talk about those days. Let's talk about how daddy used to beat mama in front of the kids. You know how many homes went through that? How many children witnessed that? Let's talk about when the step pappy was beating on mama. The stranger was beating on mama. Let's talk about that. And as children, there was nothing you could do about it but cry, run, and sit in the corner and cry. Or I don't know, I remember this little girl used to run down the street and knock on our door. And I was a child, but I remember I was up one morning going to school, and it was about, we wake up, I don't know, remember, we would leave for school at 7:30. So it had to be about 7 because it wasn't time for us to go to school yet. It was winter. And she lived about 8 blocks from us. And she was walking down our block crying. That's what made me go to the window. And I won't say her name because I don't need to. But I was a little girl in Detroit. I was probably in 4th grade. She was crying, and I knew that her dad was probably beating her mom, because we knew about this. We could walk past her house and hear the dad yelling and screaming at the mom. But imagine how many kids go through that. I never to this day said anything. Never. She was in school that day like nothing happened. Her and her brother came to school that day like nothing happened. I don't know why she was crying. I just assumed because I knew the things that went on, in her home. Now, we've mentioned a few things. Now, let's talk about that woman who doesn't know how to ask for help. She was ignored so long in most of her life. I just watched this lady's video. That's what brought this specific thing to my mind. She goes ignored, unheard. You have women out there, and men too. We have brothers out there too who don't know how to ask. We don't know how to be. Like, I'm a person that don't know how to soothe myself. Once I snap, I'm snapped, I'm gone. I'm off the Richter scale. Once I cry, I cry. I sob like a 2-year-old cry, because I was never taught to soothe myself. Let's talk about that you have so many hurt, broken women walking around here that all they really need is somebody to listen, a shoulder to lean on, and a hug. Sometimes all you need is a hug. That's it. And somebody to listen to you. Is that too hard? Is that, like, you know what it's like to sit around people and be around people, husbands, wives, parents, best friends, neighbors, and they don't notice that something's wrong with you? They can't see that something's different about you. And then the minute you lose it, they're like, ooh, what's wrong with her? She done lost her mind. She crazy. Have y'all checked on her? No, bitch, you should have been checked on her. She was showing signs of something being wrong. It could be something subtle, like, let's say you have a neighbor that never sits outside. They never sit outside. All of a sudden, every morning about 7, they're outside, sitting on the porch, and they're rocking. They're drinking their coffee, and they're rocking, and they're doing this every day now. That's a sign that something's different about that person. That's something to make you pay attention. Like, why is she out? I've been living next door to her for 3 years, and she ain't never come outside at 6 in the morning. And she rocking. What about that person like me? I'm outside. In the U.S., I'm outside every morning with my coffee, watering my grass. That's my thing. What about you don't see me for a week? Like, nothing told you, like, let me go check on her. Like, I ain't seen her in about a week. Fortunately, I mean, I have neighbors and kids and stuff that come around, but we're talking about other people who don't have that. How can you know me and love me, or just know me and be my neighbor and be my friend and be my relative or be my anything, and not notice something's wrong with me, something's different with me? You don't notice it until I snap. You don't notice it until I'm walking down the street butt fucking naked because I lost it. You don't notice it until I become all of a sudden I'm an alcoholic drunk, when you've never known me to drink. Pay attention to your people. Pay attention to your neighbors. It doesn't take much to pay attention to people. Now let's talk about our nervous systems. Let's talk about how, I made a whole video about this, so I'm getting ready to repeat some things. I haven't posted the video yet. Let's talk about our nervous systems. Let's talk about how our nervous systems go into this mild to intense state of shock from things that happen. You found out your husband cheated. It shocks your nervous system. Your son, your daughter passed away. It shocks your nervous system. You get some bad medical news, that shocks your nervous system. And then you have to sit down and try to figure out how to, well, first of all, you don't figure it out because you don't know that your nervous system is in shock. And then once that happens, you start to stress on things and your illness gets worse. You notice how, and I'm not a scientist or none of that stuff. I ain't never been none of that shit, a doctor or nothing, but you know, we all know a person who was living, breathing, partying, roller skating, watering their grass, and all of a sudden they went to the doctor, and the doctor said they had breast cancer or lung cancer, any kind of cancer. And they started getting treated for it. And in 3 to 6 months, they're dead. You know what killed them? The fact that that was put into their head. Now they know they have it, and now they're stressing about it. They're thinking about it all day. That stress broke down their system and killed them. That's my non-medical opinion. I ain't no doctor. This is a disclaimer. This is my fucking opinion. You know, this is my, for entertainment. No, this is for educational purposes only. That's what I think happens. Because how is it before you found out you had this illness, you were fine? There were no signs of you being sick at all. And then the minute they put it in your head, you're gone, just like that. The minute they start pumping you with that chemo, and that, I know chemo done healed some people, so don't take this the wrong way. They start pumping you with this medicine, and 3 to 6 months you're gone. Stop letting people put that poison in your head. Stop letting people poison you with bad news. Stop watching the news. Stop listening to God. Gossip is poison. It's poison. It hurts people. Lies hurt people. Bullying hurt people, you green bitch. Saeed with your bald-headed, ugly ass. Calm down, Kim. Bullying hurts people. You grown-ass people that bullied that little girl on TikTok that unalived herself, bullying hurts people. And y'all get a kick out of it. Y'all get some thrill out of fucking with us. Like we don't already have enough going on. Like we don't already have a problem because we woke up to make a motherfucking cup of coffee, found out it ain't no sugar. Because the kids done put this shit in their cereal. That even can send you into like a shock. Like what? I done boiled this water, put my coffee in here, my cream is in here. There's no sugar. So it doesn't matter. Things are gonna happen to us. Shit is gonna happen to us. We know that. What we have to do is prepare on how we're gonna handle the shit when it happens. When the situation comes, how are we gonna deal with it? Yeah, I work on myself every single day. And y'all will still see me get on here and snap on somebody because I'm human and I'm working on myself. I'm not good at this. Social media completely changed my fucking life. Being bullied completely changed my life. My nervous system was fucked up from that. It's 2 years later and I'm just now starting to kind of get myself back in order on the inside. But like I said, I have triggers. I have triggers. I wasn't a person that had anything that ever really triggered me. But from being bullied on social media, now I have these triggers. I can see things that it will trigger me. A person can say something that insinuates bullying or mean girlish shit, and I'll get triggered by it. And I will lightweight snap like, what do you mean? What's wrong with what she's wearing? Why does what she wearing bothering you? What do you mean her hair ain't right? What? I don't know. Don't do that. Yeah, we always make jokes amongst our friends and stuff. That's different from bullying, but don't bully nobody around me. I ain't the one for that shit. Okay. Now let's talk about the fact that years ago when your children were like, I don't know, between newborn and 5, okay? You woke up in the middle of the night, or it was like 8 o'clock at night, you realized you were out of Pampers. Your baby needed a pamper. It was time to cook. You didn't have no food to feed your kids. Let me see. You need a sanitary pad, anything, and you go ask your neighbor. And then all of a sudden, the neighbor tells the other neighbor, girl, she came over here and needed a diaper. She ain't had nothing for her. She needed a period pad. And that neighbor tells another neighbor. That neighbor tells another neighbor. Next thing you know, you getting a phone call. Ring, ring. Girl, I heard you, blah, 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 blah. Now your business went from your house to the neighbor that you took it to, and it's all the way on the other side of town. And so now you have a problem, or CPS was even called because you said you didn't have food for your children. Now your children are gone, or CPS didn't take them, but they came to your door. Now you know what that makes you do? It makes you be afraid to ask. Now you won't ask for a thing because now we have trust issues. Now we don't trust no motherfucking body. Bitch, I will never ask you for anything else ever. If I have ever asked y'all on here for anything, I promise you to the God in heaven, I promise you to the Orishas, any deities, the universe, that it took me days to ask you. It meant that I suffered. I got to a point where I just couldn't take it anymore. And I picked up the phone and called you and asked you for something small, like, can you loan me $10 until next Friday? Or, because first of all, I have a family I can call, but I don't call them either because I have a whole husband. So it's easier for me to call a couple of little friends I have because it's just easier than me calling my family who knows I have a husband. So now we don't ask for anything. That is another way your system goes into a shock because you wouldn't ask for something simple like a pamper. And now your business is all the way across the fucking town. You go to the store to get, I don't know, a Pepsi. And the girl said, girl, Melissa called me last week and said you knocked on her door and said your kids didn't have no food to eat. Why you didn't call me? Because, bitch, you probably was the last person to call, too, because look how you approaching me. I asked the neighbor because I thought she was the one I could ask. And she's right there. I called Brenda around the corner because I thought I could trust her and she was the one I could ask. Now, mind you, like I said, I didn't grow up, we were not allowed to borrow as children. As children, my mother forbid us to borrow anything. But I didn't grow up, we didn't need anything. I'm not one of those rappers that can be, I'm not one of those rappers that can say that we didn't have no spoons in the house. I had to eat ice cream with a fork. We didn't have no tissue. We used the Yellow Pages. And I know that story because I moved to California and I met these people that would use the Yellow Pages for tissue. I never seen that in my life, ever. Never seen it, never heard of it. We didn't grow up hungry. Me and my brothers had a normal childhood. And to my knowledge, me and the kids on my whole block had a normal childhood. We didn't, I don't know anybody that was hungry except this one family. And I don't know, as an adult, I don't know if they were hungry or, I really don't know. But they would come, when their mom would go to work, they would come to our house to eat. But, I don't know if they didn't have stuff they liked in their house or they didn't have food because we didn't know them. Everybody on my street, we went to kindergarten and college with the same people. There was only a couple houses on our block where people would move in and out. And one of the houses, people would move in and out of it, but they would stay like 3 years or 5 years and then move. People wasn't moving every 30 days or every 2 months. The other house, I didn't really get to know them people because they probably stayed in that house about 6 months and just disappeared. We don't know where they went. I don't know. Maybe my brothers know where they went. I don't know where the boys went. It was 2 boys. But anyway, yeah. Let's do your healing if you have. I ain't in no healing process, honestly. What the fuck am I healing from? I'm getting over some shit and I'm looking at shit a different way and I'm reevaluating some things and some people and some places, but I don't think I'm in a healing process. I just don't think that. And if I say that in a sentence, it's because I'm just used to saying I'm healing. No. So if you're healing, heal. And we're going to get past having to always get up and heal ourselves. We not finna be sick and broken no fucking more. If you don't align with me and what I'm doing in my life, you can't be around me. Don't be scared to get people away from you. Don't be afraid to get them people the fuck out your life. See, I ain't shaming my life. Let me tell you something I learned in Ghana. I learned how to be motherfucking hungry in Ghana. I ain't never felt hunger pains a day in my life. I didn't know what that meant. I thought I've told this story too. I thought being hungry meant your stomach's growling a little bit or you got a craving. You go home, put some stuff in the microwave and eat, or you go home and fry some chicken and eat. No, baby. Them ain't hunger pains. That's not hunger. When our parents told us, you ain't hungry, you don't know what hungry is, they meant that. Because on this continent, I have learned, my body has told me what hunger feels like. I have felt real hunger pains. Real ones. And it's not because ain't no food here. It's not because money wasn't coming in. It was because of how it was being managed. And people being fucking considerate of other people. See, I fill my freezer up with food. Y'all see me go grocery shopping. I buy the things I need for a couple weeks or a month. And then shit does, but things happen. Just like in the U.S., things happen. But I ain't never been hungry in the U.S. Never, ever, ever. No. Ghana taught me what hunger pains are. Ghana taught me what it was like to be hungry. Lord. Child, please. Let's talk about the emotional abandonment from your husband or your wife or your children or your parents. Let's talk about, no, let's skip the parents. Let's talk about the emotional abandonment of you as an adult in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Let's talk about how you can sit in the house with your husband or your wife and there's no conversation. There's no hugs, there's no love, there's nothing. Y'all just two people sitting there. Let's talk about how your children don't call you anymore. They don't knock on the door and check on you anymore. Let's talk about that emotional abandonment. Now, let's just talk about abandonment, period. Let's talk about when your phone is not ringing unless somebody wants something. Let's talk about how when you call your family and they don't pick up the phone, nor do they call you back. Let's talk about that. In the comments, let's talk about it. I'm going to respond. We're going to talk about this. There's so much to talk about when it comes to broken women because we're fucked up. You thought we was okay. You thought I was okay because I raised my kids. They were clean. They ate. They bathed. You saw them go to school every day. You saw me go to work every day. You saw them go to football practice and cheer practice and track practice. And you saw them with a nice Christmas tree and gifts under the tree and Easter baskets. You thought I was okay? No. I was fucked up. It was just normal. And when I say me, I mean us as a whole. We were functioning fucked up people. You know how they have functioning addicts? We're functioning fucked uppers. We're functionally fucked up. That's what we are. So you have to show them that you're really not scared. They playing with your life. This ain't no truth or dare. They'll kick you and they'll beat you and they'll tell you it's fair. So beat it. Just beat it. They gotta go. They gotta go. Now let's talk about Trump or whoever started this bullshit. They're gonna punish women who don't get married and have children. And now they have some type of boot camp they're gonna send you to. Think about that. I think a lot about reasons why I won't live in the U.S. There's a lot of reasons. The main reason is because I don't know what's happening. One, I know what's happening over there. Two, I don't know what else is happening. I don't know what's coming. I have no idea. My system is still in shock in Ghana. I'm still over here jumping at a loud noise because it sounds like a gunshot. I still lock everything up at night, knowing ain't no human gonna come in here and hurt me. And I've been here 5 years. 5. I forgot what I was gonna say, y'all, but I'm just gonna finish. In that video, I made it very clear that I will be blocking some people and that, you know, I wish things would get right. I wish life would be fair. You know, it'd be nice if people would treat you how you treat them and appreciate you how you appreciate them. Because like I said, I'm not going to see you in heaven. I'm not going to heaven. I won't see you in hell. I'm not going to hell. I have a place in the fucking cosmos. There is a place that is a place for people like me. I ain't going to heaven, and I definitely ain't going to hell. Like, maybe I'm going to be there. Probably Tupac will be there. Kevin Gates is definitely going to be there. Cardi might be there. Matter of fact, all the Capricorns might be there. All the Capricorns might be there. except the January 4th ones, because the January 4th Capricorns, I told y'all, they're like their own sign. They are just different from Capricorns to me. They have Capricorn traits, but they a little different, as if they just have their own sign. So yeah, a boss chick, I know you're a 4th, but I'm just saying, at Tabitha, I know you're a 4th, but I just believe the January 4th Capricorns are really not Capricorns. I think they're like Capriforms or something. I'm gonna give y'all some type of name, but anyway, don't bite me, don't shoot the messenger.